Welcome, everybody, to episode 1 of our podcast. Get comfortable, get cozy, and get ready to listen to something that'll help you evolve. I'm Cherry.
And I'm Jackie V, and we're happy you're joining us here today. This is something we've been planning on doing for a while, and it's actually, fun fact, take two. um, who said it was gonna be easy, right? So.
Honestly, no, for real. And this all really just it ties into what this what this podcast is going to be all about actually is just growing, evolving, lessons learned, lessons that we have to apply to our experiences so that we can better ourselves in the future. And
Yeah.
so our lesson in this is just to rehearse and double check our work.
And be more fucking mindful because it's been crazy. But I hope you guys are comfy, like she said, and very cozy. And I hope you guys are ready to share a drink with us because we're definitely
Yes.
sipping and celebrating episode 01, whatever you want to call it. I think zero is fitting for this. So yeah.
Yes, I know. After the last one, we'd been chugging a couple glasses already. So
Yeah.
we
But
were
me,
like,
gonna keep going. Okay, so I'm drinking Terramana. It's tequila. I'm not really a tequila drinker, but this one's really good.
I
And
know, because you said you don't do clear either.
I really don't. But I do. I like it dark, like I like my men. Um,
So, and I have tequila too, but I had popped open a bottle of champagne in the first episode. I mean, in cut 1 of the episode, and that's what I'll continue chugging along the way. So the reason why we're drinking though is to celebrate the start of this beginning of our podcast. We come a long, long way to get here, and we're still going through trials and tribulations
yeah,
to
the
get.
motions, definitely the
Yes,
motions.
yes. The
Um,
goal of all of this is just to get our message out there, is to get our messages out there, and to hopefully share experiences and lessons that we've learned and challenges that we faced so that we can hopefully resonate with our audience and you can apply the things that we've learned to yourselves, to your situation, so that that can help you grow. So we'll talk about how my cousin over here thought of the idea and what we've been through to try to get to this point, and just a couple of random things along.
so how we got here, I mean, that's something that you guys might be interested in knowing. And really, I had been talking about doing a podcast because every time I get with Cherry, I feel like we always have a lot to talk about. And when I mean a lot, like we can deep dive into any subject and just talk about it for like hours or like a long period of time. And the substance that I noticed within our conversations, I guess that was very inspiring to why I kind of wanted to start the podcast. Um, yeah, so me and Cherry, like we're soul sisters, man. I always say that we're locked in. We're here with it.
Really
Um,
are. You're
yeah,
one of the few people who like understands my riddles. So I tend to speak in tongues. No, I'm kidding. I tend to speak
partial
in
tongue, not
analogies.
that.
Yeah. Also,
Just a little Harry Potter reference. A little Harry.
I also tend to speak in riddles and analogies, and you do too, cousin. But when I do set out these rhymes, like you 100% understand them, and I feel like through this podcast, you're also helping me put those random words into actual thoughts that people can understand.
And I love that because I feel like same here. I feel like I wouldn't have the push to start this and actually get, I guess, what's been sitting on my mind for so long out to the world. So I just feel like, we kind of needed each other to get to this point to do this process. Because when you came for spring break, and we were, out on the town. Shout out to
Mhm.
Monica and, our friend. I'm not gonna name drop her because I don't know, but shout out to them because, we were just walking and then we were having the conversation about like growth and everything like that, and then um, we came to, okay, let's start a podcast. And the name was Learn From This at first. Just a fun fact
Yeah.
for you guys listening. It was not BEVOLV, that amazing name that we have now, but it was Learn From This at first. So it kind of took a turn and it kept changing, I guess, to be more where I feel it is fitting for us now. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I really,
In its nature was also very fitting for the idea of this podcast too, because it literally evolved into something that that we have today. So
exactly,
it's perfect. It's
exactly.
the
I
perfect
feel
nature
like,
for.
yeah, I feel like we should cheers to that.
Yes,
Cheers to
yes,
cheers to the evolution of the name and to us getting here. I feel like because
yeah.
we've been through some shit to even make it here, and we just went through some shit right now just to be really honest. I think we deserve to take a shot to that. I'm doing a mixed drink, y'all, because
Oh
um
my God.
I have
And if
been
there's
indulging a
one
little
thing that people will understand about me is that I'm easily inspired. So
bit.
I'll put some reposado in that.
We love it. We love a good mixy mix. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, please. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, and anybody else who is of age, please be of age. You're welcome to also whip out whatever's in your cabinet, your bar, put yourself a little drink together, and join us.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
All right. Let's get cozy. All right.
Mm,
So we started out with or you started out with the idea for the podcast out in March.
yeah.
And here we are, August 5th, very beginning of August, and we've been through some ish. I mean, I feel like for me on my side, it's nothing compared to what you've been through. Because as
No.
far as what I had been going through, the most I can blame pushing this podcast for is just not having the finances, and I blame it on not having the energy to want to put into this too. But you have fortunately reminded me that we don't need the money that we need just to get started with this. I don't need to have the money to get the setup that I wanted for this whole thing, that we can literally just start today and
Right.
start with what we have now.
Mhm.
And I know that the energy that I had then, I've gone through several, like probably 5 different personalities in the last couple of months. And I'm at a personality now where I have a little bit more energy in me just because of how things like just getting my day started, which I'll talk about a little bit later on too. But just things that I've learned in the process over the last couple of months that has put me in a mindset where I'm like, okay, we have to get we have to get this down. We have to
Yeah.
get through,
It's like now
and
or
then,
never. Yeah. And
or
then like
never.
right, and then the I guess the outside influences too that pushed us to do it because like it felt like the odds were like betting against us and still feel like that now, but you know, I just feel like we have such a good message and such strong, powerful words to speak about during this podcast that, evil don't like good to shine through. So it's like it's gonna take the fight, you know what I mean? Like nothing comes easy, so it's
That is so right. And I feel it. Yeah, I feel it so now more than ever. But and that just, oh gosh. And the third thing that was the whole someone almost taking our idea deal.
bitch, I almost got into it with Samantha ho, like okay. I old Jackie pulls up. New Jackie, she lets things be bygones, but she would have made Jackie like 2017 Jackie, bitch. I would have pulled up and yanked Samantha's hair out, but it's So the story, really quick debriefing of that. The story of that is that I moved from Texas to Florida, and obviously I don't have many friends or peers, right? So my best friend Monica down here, I met her locked in, tight like
I
a
love
booty hole. Um,
it.
we're locked in, and so she got together this girl group of, girls she met through like, Bumble BFF or something like that. We went to brunch. It was cute. The vibes were immaculate. All the girls seemed genuine, whatever. We were all getting to know each other. Found out that one of the girls was a photographer. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's cute. Me and my cousin, Carrie, we're starting a podcast. And we need branding shots. And then they were like, oh, cool, like, what's your podcast about? So, I didn't give them everything because, I don't really know these girls, and I'm not one to just like dish out my life story to strangers. So, you
Mhm.
know, just
Mhm.
started relatively giving a general aspect of what the podcast is going to be about. I have
Yeah.
Samantha on the side of me, raggedy ass. No, okay. She was on the side of me. She was like, oh wow, that's a good idea. Oh, I love that for you, girl. I bet you did. Fast forward, like it was actually this like past 2 weeks ago, I think, or whenever you went to see Barbie. I don't know
Oh
when
my
that
God.
was.
Yeah, that was some 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
like two
Yep.
weeks ago, right? So, my best friend Monica, she was like, yeah, so Samantha asked me to be a part of her podcast, and I'm like, girl, cool. Like, I support. Let me know what it's about. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna do my due diligence, promote it, whatever. Cause hello, like, my spirit is to, you know, hype people up when they're doing something.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
You
no
really
hating
are.
ass bitch. Yeah, I'm not just like a hater. Um, so I invited everybody to the beach. Samantha responded in the group chat like, "Hey, I can't go because I'm starting my pod." Okay, cool. What's the name? She told me the name. Okay, cool. What's it about? Word for word, took our idea and try to
Oh,
implement it in her podcast. Baby,
girl.
you want to be me so bad. No, I'm just kidding. You want to be me so bad, it's sick. No, I'm just kidding. But, like, okay, so I get it. Like, there's other podcasts who are going to talk about what they talk about, but I didn't let that derail me because I know, like, she's not going to do it how we are going to do it. Like, this is one in a million. Like, baby, this duo right here can never be duplicated, replicated. It's just what it is, you know? Like,
Exactly. Exactly. And if anything, she didn't. Did she mention if she was doing it with somebody else, or was it just gonna be
um,
like by her?
I think, like, just I think it was by herself, and then, she admitted to stealing my idea, by the way, in the text messages. She kind of was just like it kind of
Wow.
came off, and then like all the other girls in the group chat were kind of like, all right, like, because that is Jackie's idea, word for word, like, okay, cute, but like, bitch, you want to get slapped today or later? Like, just let me know when, But whatever. I digress. I really digress. But blessings to her, and I really do hope that her podcast does what it needs to do and it flourishes in the way that it needs to. But there's no need for all that, baby. We could have, collaborated in a way, but no, baby.
Honestly, when you start off like that, no, and then yeah, and so I was like, I didn't really feel threatened by it, knowing that somebody was trying to take our ideas because, like you said, no one can really do it like us. Nobody can add the flavor that we're adding to all of this.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
But
If you know, you know. Okay. Okay.
the special bouillon, the
Okay.
acidic bouillon. But I was like, okay, then this is really a message to me that we need to get started now. Like we have
Mhm.
to start this immediately because if we don't, then oh gosh, I think I remember telling somebody earlier in the week that I had mentioned to that somebody was trying to took the same idea that I think we were lucky that it wasn't someone else who probably understands the way we understand each other or has had similar experiences to us
Mhm.
that is also ready to get on board and putting out their podcast.
Mhm.
I mean, we really want to collaborate with that person eventually, but we need to put our voices out there right now. We need to put our messages out there right now
Right.
too, because it's yeah, it's time. It's
It's
long
time.
overdue.
Yeah, it is long overdue, and I feel like, we're just we have a story to tell, and we have stories that are gonna resonate with you all. Like, I feel like, no one really puts forth real raw shit. Like, let's have those conversations that are gonna push your boundaries, that are gonna get you out of your comfort zone, that are gonna make you realize some shit. Because, it's all about growth, all about elevation. And, we just, we hold each other accountable, for one. And, we have to, or we're trying to push that narrative to hold you all accountable too. Like, it's okay to be uncomfortable and get through those uncomfortable situations so that way you can be better than you were yesterday. And I think that's just what it is, or what it comes down to. So,
No, that's right. That's so
yeah.
right. And I, just really like hit the nail on the head with all of that. But yeah, and that's what brings us here is to, I know we said it 1,000 times, but share our stories, share our experiences so that you can hopefully pick up something from all of this that'll help
Yeah.
you navigate your life. I know when we first started out throwing out ideas on who to cater to for the podcast, we were at first thinking people in their 20s.
Right.
And we were like, okay, because people in their 20s are understanding that they're fucking up all the time and the stuff that they're doing is just leading them to feeling a little bit disappointed.
Right.
But you're also still very closely connected to your teenagehood. You're still very, very young. You're still learning how to develop and grow and just become not a master going into your 30s, but just navigating life in the
Right.
process. And
Right.
I'm dipping out of my 20s. I'm not going to say, I think saying that is probably giving you an idea of how old I am, but my cousin over here is still in the thick of it in her 20s,
Into
but
the thick
she's
of it. Okay, sorry. Okay.
no, but you're also still very in the mix of things. But because of what you've gone through, you're mentally wiser, and but your age keeps you feeling young and youthful. And then for me, I'm also mentally wiser too, naturally just because of my age, but I'm young at heart too, which is why I feel like why we understand each other on so many
Mm.
levels.
Yeah.
But as I go into my 30s, I'm noticing how I still feel very closely connected to who I was in my teenagehood,
Mm.
in my 20s, in my youth. And
And what do you mean by
at the
that? Like, what do you mean you feel connected to that part of me?
I still feel like I'm making very careless mistakes, or I'm trying to think through everything that I'm trying to do just to make ends meet, or just to how I handle my relationships with my friends and with my family.
Mm.
It, I still feel a young part of Cherry and a teenage part of Cherry that peeks out every now and then
Mm.
and that wants to be heard, and that does end up making the decisions and makes the moves that
That
I
makes.
make in
Yeah.
my life. Um, but that's all just because I'm really trying to figure it out. I'm really
Yeah.
still trying. figure it out.
I think
And
that we all are still trying to figure it out. And I feel like no matter how much we progress in life or how older we get, we're always still constantly learning about ourselves and the
hmm
ways that we are developing because we do have those childhood traumas. We do have those things and experiences that stick onto us that we carry with us and we have to work through those things, you know what I mean? So I get that and I think that very much so I can relate to that. So that's interesting.
yeah,
Thank you for
yeah.
sharing.
But of course, no, thank you for asking. Yeah. But it just helped me realize that we're growing. We continue to grow no matter how old we are.
Yeah,
And um, at the place that I work at, I work around people that are well in their 50s, in their 60s, and their 40s, and they're still trying to figure out how to do certain things in their life too. So when I realized that, I was like, you know what, we're no longer just talking to people in their 20s. We're talking to people who are interested in listening. We're
exactly.
talking to people who are willing to take a moment to get cozy and and try to hear what we have to say and apply what we've learned to their situation
Exactly.
as well, no matter how old they are.
Exactly.
So,
Because this is for
so
everybody. Yeah. Growth,
yes,
evolution, is for everybody, and
yes,
it's just how bad you want it and not to allow yourself to be stagnant in where you are and the situations that have occurred in your life. I
yes,
feel like, yeah, so that's why we're
yes,
here.
exactly,
We're locked
exactly.
in. Locked in.
So,
You're gonna see me do this a lot because I just believe in being locked in with people. Like if you get it, you get it. The girls that get it. The girls that don't. But hey, like yeah, we're locked in. Yeah, I feel that though. Um,
I love it when you do that though because it reminds me how what level that this uh relationship is on. Like
yeah,
people probably don't take it seriously, but I know I do. I tend to take everything seriously.
the
But
same.
yeah.
Yeah, same though.
Uh,
I
It's
mean,
actually a really good symbol too. We're like we're all gonna be like locked in.
right, we're all gonna be like this, but like this. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, I love you. I
I
love
love you
you.
too. Literally, I'm just so excited for this journey, and I'm excited for you all to just get to experience this with us. Because, like Carrie said, as the podcast grows, we're growing, we're going through our everyday lives still. Things are affecting us every day, so you just never know what might be discussed, what
Mhm.
might happen. So, yeah, good stuff.
It'll be off the cuff too. All right. So one thing that I did plan on covering in the podcast, what better way to get started with the first episode than to talk about our mornings because that's been on my mind lately. It's been um, one of the prime themes of my week, actually, because I've learned recently how important and precious your morning can be to you and to your spirit. Um, you'll hear me reference her a lot. I have a mentor that I'm blessed to work with so closely at work who I'm able to bounce off of in the mornings now,
Excuse
where
me,
we
but
talk
like,
about,
shout out to Mentor because we can't name drop her until
yeah,
we get permission. But shout out, she's mentoring Cherry, but throughout the years, I've been getting gems from the mentor. So I feel like she's kind of mentored me as well. Like she is amazing. She's awesome. But
yes,
anyways, continue,
I
continue,
know
continue.
we're gonna have her as a guest on here at one point because I will be referencing her so much that you guys are going to be like, we have to know who this is.
Real life.
But
That's
yeah,
real.
yeah. So like I said, I've been blessed enough to be able to work by her side now. And what we love to do is kicking off our mornings talking about the things that we've planted into our minds to carry us on into the day. So she's shared a couple of things with me, and I've shared a couple of things with her. One of which are is it as actually a channel that I'm trying to play, but you guys can hear the music too easily in the background. This is a really sensitive mic, but it's called the Analog Journal. And they play like a mix of fusion of samba, salsa, reggaeton. There's even some DJ that puts on psychedelic cumbia, which
Ooh,
I'm here for.
cumbia. Yeah, me too.
Yes,
I love a
girl,
good
yes.
I love a good cumbia.
Yes, and it gets my ass shaking in the morning. So it gets the vibe started for the day. So if you get moving, you get grooving. So
That's
and
good.
then like right, and then I after sharing that with her, she's also talking to me about um venturing outside of the city for my career. Um, I haven't mentioned it, but I currently live in Houston, Texas. Shout out to the fourth largest city in America. But H Town till I drown. But it's
Literally.
also literally right during hurricane season. But
H-Town to me. No, I'm in Jacksonville, y'all, so I'm more likely to drown before she does. But hey, that was bleak. Anyways, good.
but no, for real though. But she's told me that Houston isn't the end all be all, and that I really need to work on venturing myself outside of the city, outside of the country, again, so that I can find those experiences that make my life feel a little more valuable than they do now. The problem is that I feel very comfortable where I'm at. I've got my own apartment here in downtown that I busted my ass for. And I have cute little cat that keeps me company throughout my time.
Shout out
But
Neko.
yeah, yeah, shout out to Mr. Neko. It's cat in Japanese. But he's kind of like my rock. But she's recently shared with me a video of, I think he's either a preacher or a pastor, and just kind of like talking about the word of God. And um, I put on this video while I was taking a shower because I like to lay down in my showers and try to get in a couple more sleep minutes in the morning before I have to fully wake up because I'm not really a morning person. So I'll put on that video, and in this video he talks about how Elijah, he talks about a specific verse in the Bible, and I'm sorry, I'm not very well versed in the Bible, so I'll try to explain this as best as I can. But he talks about how Elijah goes into a cave after trying to um, talk to people about how God is here or God is coming or believe in God. God is the end all be all. And God kind of radios into the cave, into Elijah, and asks him why he is here. He's like, why are you here, Elijah? Why are you hiding in this cave of comfort, basically? And Elijah says, people are trying to kill me because I'm talking about you all the time. Like, I can't really be out there anymore. I have to hide in the safety of this cave in a comfortable, safe space. And he says, go on and get out there. You need to go on and get out there because I'm coming.
Right.
I'm coming and I'm going to basically share my message with the people and make miracles happen and make things work. He's going to do what God does. And Elijah eventually ends up coming out. I think he ends up going back into his cave when shit hits the fan again and he thinks he's about to die. But as I was listening to this video in the state that I was in my shower, it started waking me up and it started helping me feel more comfortable with getting out of the comfort of my apartment, because then I
Mm.
understood that there was value and there was experience outside of the space that I was in.
Right.
There was reason for me to step outside of my apartment so that I can go live my life and find the meaning, find the purpose that I'm meant to fulfill
Mm.
by being outside of there.
Right.
And so with that, I'm able to carry that purpose all the way to my work. And the one of the other reasons why I also do this too is because I've also learned how precious your time is in the morning. It's not, this is the morning is really the only time of the day when you can commit your hours to yourself,
Yeah.
when you're up before everybody else and you focus just on you. You
Right.
take the time to plant in the seeds that you need to carry you on through the day. And otherwise, once you're out that door, once I'm out that door, I'm at my job and I'm committing all my time, all my hours, and all my energy to the people that I serve at my workplace, to my boss, to the people that I work for,
Yeah.
and to the things that I work for the bills that I have to pay just to keep a roof over my head and food in my tummy. Other than that, once I'm back into the AM period again, I get to have those precious hours again to commit to just myself.
Yeah, and
So
that's
now
very, yeah, that's very, very, very important though, because you
it
can
is.
get lost in translation with that. Like, we're always focused on we have to go work, we have to do this, we have to sustain, we have to, do this adulting shit, But
Uh,
once we don't focus on ourselves, we can, that's how depression comes. Like, we lose ourselves. We're in a repetitive mode. And it kind of makes us feel like not makes us feel, but it does devalue us because we're not putting in that time and that work for ourselves. We're working so hard for everything else. Where is it for us? Like, where's the work for us? So I feel like that's very important, and I feel like that's a great message to convey, especially to you guys listening. Like, think about it. How much of the day do you spend doing at least one little thing for yourself?
yeah.
Getting your nails done, or sitting and meditating, or having a nice cup of coffee and just sitting on your couch and watching your morning news, or whatever makes you feel good. When's the
Yeah.
last time you've really done that? Because we're getting
Yeah.
lost in this cycle of life. We're getting lost in having to get up, having to take care of this, having to take care of that. And in translation, again, we can just it can get really out of whack. So I think it's really good. That's a really good thing, Cherry, like to do,
Good.
like
And
set
then
aside the time.
for you, and you had mentioned that you work from
From
home.
home, yeah, so that's me now. Yeah, currently that is me now. Like, I go in at noon and I'll get out till 8:30. So it's like literally all my day it's not for me. And
Yeah.
then, I haven't been prioritizing, taking that time to understand that since my schedule is so different. It's not like a regular 9 to 5 where I could wake up, go to the gym, go to work, get off at a decent time, get off, and then have time to do stuff. Like, no, literally, I'm like, so I have to figure out how to balance that work with the personal. And then it is hard because I just moved. And so there's like other factors playing into it, but that can't be the be all excuse to why I'm not handling what I need to for myself either, or making sure that I'm taken care of. Because if I'm not good, how can I make sure everybody else is good? Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of how it is. But yeah, like, I need to find
Keep it
balance.
on the one. One of the things my mentor shared with me when I first started working at my job almost 10 years ago was to keep it on the one,
Hmm.
was basically to make sure you take care of yourself
Hmm.
first. that you put in your time and your effort and your energy to make sure that you are okay,
Yeah.
so that you can then, when you're okay, you're then okay enough to be able to take care of other people and take care
Right.
of the things that
That you need
are,
to. Yeah.
yeah,
I think
uh,
yeah, that is very important. And I feel like we forget about it. Like, because we're some people, especially like myself, like I'm very accustomed to making sure everybody else is good, how they're feeling and all that stuff. Like I usually am like I fade into like the background, but I do that myself. Like nobody's making me fade. It's like, oh, I put myself there and I make sure everything else is handled and I'm just kind of sitting there like twiddling my thumbs, like not doing much for myself, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just finding balance though. So, I'm working on it.
yeah. No, but I get it though, because the last time that I worked from home was when during COVID, when we had shut down, and we I can't really mention where I work at yet. I need to
Yeah.
get comfortable with it. But I basically work in a job where we serve a group of people, and during COVID, when we had shut down, the people that work in office were forced to continue working from home because
Right.
we still needed to make sure that the people that we serve had their needs met so that they could be successful and then
Right.
carry on in their careers.
Right.
So we were working round the clock. We were working almost 24-hour days sometimes, and that was the most it was grueling. It was very, very grueling. And I'll say up right there too, my mentor was working right with us, and she'll admit to that that was a very grueling time. She's got a different opinion about how she sees that time now. Um, but I know what's very closely connected to my perspective is that I really felt a certain kind of way about my job and my identity, and how I had no time to myself anymore,
Mhm.
because as soon as I woke up, which is at 5 in the morning, and I'm a workaholic. Nobody told me to wake up at 4 in the morning so I could get started at 5 in the morning. I woke up at 5 in the morning because my work was right there next to my bed, and it was so easy to get started on taking care of like thousands of emails that we've gotten, or the thousands of tasks that we have to complete, to make sure that we had an easy day to,
Yeah.
get into. But my job is from 9 to 5:30. I woke up at 4 something to get started at 5, and then by the time 5:30 hit, I'm still working. 7 o'clock hits, I'm still working. 9 hits, I'm still working. Oh my God, it's almost 11 o'clock. And I was like, okay, I have to go to sleep now.
Yeah.
And I was back at it doing the same thing the next day. So I really felt myself um, fading out. I didn't find any time to really take care of myself other than like the 30-minute breaks that I had made myself have for lunch. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like I did get paid for all of that. I did get paid for the overtime that I made, but
Big money, big
at the end
money.
of it all, like like really though, and then the stimulus checks too, like that really helped me clear out my credit
That
score or
stimmy
bring up my
was hitting. Okay. Hey, yo, Biden, bring that shit back. No, I'm just kidding.
real. If we're trying to clear out this wannabe recession real quick, honestly, no, no, that's actually a bad idea. But I was like, at least I was getting paid for the OT, but I had adapted a principle at that time where I was like, you know what, the OT pay isn't worth it anymore, because there's no longer time for myself. There's no longer, I don't even have time to enjoy the money that I was earning,
Mhm.
other than like ordering shit off of Shein, which I will never do again. But
Good. Big Shin. Big move. I used to have like $200 in my cart and have like 100 shirts that cost like $2 in the car, and like, like
Girl.
what? Like what?
And then it was a hit or miss. Like you would get the package, you would get all your stuff, you'd be so excited because you had like 5,000 pieces of clothes to like go through. But then it's like one shirt is like too big or too small.
Or
It's
yeah, or just
like
the fit and the material is just weird. Yeah.
the material, it's scratchy. It's all
Or
scratchy.
or too thin and see through. Like, girl, I am not trying to show. Like, I know I shake ass, but my ass cheeks do not need to be visible through these shorts. Like, they do not need to
Yeah,
be. You know,
yeah,
like,
no.
what is happening? Thin,
It was
thin,
less
thin,
she
thin.
and more like Sheena. It was Sheena. Yes. But other than all that, I was like, okay, this OT pay isn't really, it's not cutting for me anymore. And so now I'm salary. And when they switched me to salary, it took a lot of getting used to because I still had that workaholic groove in my vibe and I was still working 9 to 5:30, but I came in at 7 in the morning so I could get started at 7:30. And then even though 5:30 hit, I was still in the office. I was like, okay, I need to just send a couple more emails so that tomorrow is a little better to navigate. So I was at work until 8 at night. So it, and it took a year for me to understand that because I started feeling bitter at some point. I was like, I'm not getting paid for this overtime that I'm
Mhm.
working. People see me coming in early, people see me coming in late. And I wasn't the only one. I have another colleague who was on the same team as me and she does the same thing or she was doing the same thing. Um and I think we were both feeling bitter about it
Mhm.
because we were working overtime, but it took both of us a year to realize that there where there wasn't value in monetary form for
Mhm.
our time, there was more value in the experiences that we had to apply to our lives
Mhm.
during the times that we were off. And so that made me feel more that made me realize how valuable my time off was
Yeah.
when I was on salary. So I am the person who lives for the weekends, but I also live for my evenings. I
Mm.
live for my evenings and I make sure I add in some form of value. I'm trying to learn a couple languages right now because I want to be an interpreter for my future career. So I try to learn languages. I spend time with my cat. I squeeze in a couple episodes of Insecure or the
Period.
next K drama that I'm watching. And then on the weekends, I mostly commit my weekend time to my friends and to my family. And that is where I find value in my life now when I'm
Mm.
not being paid overtime for the
Right.
extra hours that I work for. But yeah, just I went off on a tangent again, but I
No, no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
on the tangent that I went off on before. But yeah, just to circle back to it, like I can understand how easy it is to fade your time to yourself out when you're committing most of your day to just your work. And
Yeah,
so
and so with that being said, again, just take some time to reflect on that too, because I don't feel like we stop and think about that stuff. I know I don't. I know most of us don't. Like, are we making the most of our time, like that we have to ourselves, or committing ourselves to things that are of value? Like work is
mm,
cool. We do have these responsibilities, but we also have a responsibility to ourselves. So that's how I feel.
that's sort of
Yeah,
thing. And I know you need that reset too. Like
I do.
that's noon to 8 something.
Yeah, I need a reset. So catch me in Cabo shaking my ass. All 2024. No, I'm just kidding.
No, for
No.
real, yes. And then you're I think we both are work hard, play hard.
Yeah,
So
definitely, definitely. Definitely work hard, play harder. And I'm all about a good time, I'm very much I like to think of myself as a free spirit. Like, I like to do what I do. I like to get into what I like to get into. And I don't have no regrets. Like, I try to live my life like nobody's watching, but everybody's watching. Cause hello,
my
everybody's
cousin
watching.
is a nomad. She is a nomad as fuck. Free spirit as fuck.
Yeah.
Cousin, give me your quick timeline of where you've been.
Okay, so let me get into it. Shout out to my hometown, El Paso, Texas, because we rock out like that. So I'm from a small town, EP, period. So I've been to Dallas, Houston, Austin, South Carolina, North Carolina,
Yeah.
Florida. I've been to Chicago. I've been to Denver, Colorado. I've been to California. So yeah, I just
Yeah.
be moving and literally moving to Florida, I really didn't have like I literally one day to the next decided that I picked up my stuff and came here with the clothes on my back and a dream to get the fuck out of Texas. And hello, now I'm here. Period. Turn up. Turn up.
Nomad as fuck. Yes,
But that's how you
cousin.
have to do it. Like, stop trying to, like, I just have to think, like, I have to stop trying to live for other people and start living for myself. I knew Texas is not where I wanted to be. So
Mm,
I had to get the fuck, and I got the fuck quick, okay? Like, when it was my time, after I graduated from college, I was like, I'm
deuces.
gonna head out. I'm gonna head out this way. So, yeah. Now we're here.
That's why you're my inspiration. Because if I feel like if there's any poster child for getting out of your comfort zone, it would be you, actually.
Oh, thank
Like,
you. I'm
yes,
gonna
cousin,
shed a
because
tear a little bit, like because I really, really try to just live like on. I think on that spectrum of like pushing myself, like pushing my boundaries, and because pressure makes diamonds, right? So I put myself under a lot of uncomfortable, pressured situations because I know I'm gonna come out that other side like a fucking rock star. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And some people are afraid of that. They're afraid of stepping into that unknown or stepping into that environment where it's like, I know this is uncomfortable, but this is the best thing for me. Like, fuck all that. Like, feel free. Like, this is one life. And you have to own that shit. Like, step out there, get into it. Like, what are we waiting on? Like, I encourage it. Like, it's scary, but it's worth it. Like, it's worth it, 100%. But I appreciate
yeah,
that though, because I feel like people don't understand why I move the way I move. I always get questions like, "You just up and left Texas? Like, why did you do that?" Like, like people don't understand it, and I'm like, the people who get it. Like, this was
yes,
like a power move, for me. So yeah, make those
yes.
power moves. Get into it.
I'm working on it, cousin. I'm working
Yeah.
on it.
You gotta make those
Taking it
power
day
moves.
by day. I know. But yeah, you're literally, oh gosh, I just had a thought. It's escaping me, my ADHD. But yeah, you literally take yourself outside of your comfort zone to live, to live, to live your life. Because like I had mentioned before, the other one, um, life, the point of life is to live it. Like
Mhm.
we've all been blessed to be put into a vessel, into a
Mhm.
body. Our spirits have been put into a body so that we can go up there and make something out of it
Mm.
and create a timeline. And
You cooking
oh
like
gosh,
Crisco. That's crazy. Cooking with that Crisco. That was a good one. That's some good shit, yo. You're really eating it up today. Like, we love this. We love this like self-aware. Oh, cherry, damn, self-aware. That will be bleeped. That will be bleeped, bitch.
Very good. I just might end up just going by my real name, honestly, because shoot, we
No,
gotta keep it
cherry.
real, right?
Yeah, but Cherry is the reason they call her Cherry is because she's delicious, delectable, and not it's an acquired. You know what? I didn't like cherries for a long time though. Sorry, side note,
Really?
sidebar. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I have a thing, right? Like, I have a phobia. I don't know if you guys know what triphobia is. Bitch, I had a fucking phobia. I hate small circular things, and cherries just never did. First of all, texture, slimy like balls. Um, Taste, not really getting into the taste of a cherry. And then, of course, it triggered my triphobia. But, hey, I like them now that I'm older, but back then it was just like, it was enough for me. Yeah.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Fun fact. I only like them in a drink. The drink I get at, what's that one club that's like real 70s, 80s vibe that you took me to? And it's like red. It's cherry.
Oh, I think it's called Cherry.
Oh.
Shout out to Cherry on Main Street in
Y'all,
downtown Houston.
yeah, shout out
Y'all
to
need to
them.
go there.
Shout out to Pearl
Yeah.
too. Shout out to Pearl.
Shout out to girl.
The girls that get it. The girls that don't. Shout out to Pearl.
Shout out to Pearl. Everybody gonna show up to Pearl.
Shout out to Pearl.
Oh my
Meet me by the DJ booth, cause that's where I be at. The DJs be
god.
fine as hell there too. Period. Let me tell y'all. Y'all want a good time? Check out Pearl.
Check out Pearl. Don't go
Hmm.
to don't
Don't
go
go to
to
Blue unless you want to get roofied and felt
Blue.
up on.
Gonna sue us. No, we should bleep
Oh yeah, yeah, bleep it. We're bleeping it. Sorry.
it.
No, no, we're gonna keep it real as shit though. We're gonna keep it real as shit though. Like it gets kind of crazy there. It does. Can't lie.
It really does. You were talking about how your next move might be Houston for a year before.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's that nomadic spirit coming out. So when I buy my house, I definitely do want to move to Houston. I feel like me and Houston connect on a whole different level. I feel like it brings out a different side of me, and I really like that side. I feel like if I go there for a year max, because Florida is home, if I go there for a year, like I feel like it will be lit as hell. And then maybe
Okay,
be end up being your neighbor, bitch. You're gonna get
yeah,
sick of me.
yeah. We really. I'm trying to win this lottery real quick. Nobody won the lottery,
Good.
girl. My spirits are waiting for me to win.
No, literally. That's yours. Claim it. Claim it.
Ah, I took it in there. One. Let me just get one and just like cross my fingers. Let me get that locked in real quick.
Locked in. Tight like a booty hole.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, so that's the tangent off of mornings, basically.
Right. Also just kind of wanted to kind of put some special light and energy into the air for all the listeners listening.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, it's okay to be brave and fearless and step out into your highest potential, and tap into those uncomfortable things that you haven't been dealing with. So, I guess I challenge you guys to kind of do some reflecting, kind of do some reflecting, especially what Cherry was discussing with if you're using your time wisely, if you're taking care of yourself ultimately. And,
Yep.
just take that time because I feel like that's very important. And just remember, like, there's more to life than what meets the eye or what's going on. You have to really
Yeah.
embody um, who you want to be and what you want out of this life. So just
Yeah.
live it like it's live every day. And people say it's so cliche, but like living every day like it's your last. I love that. I love that
Yeah.
motto. I live by
Yeah.
that. Like I will never stop living by that because bitch, I'm gonna turn up to get into it. Yes.
Yeah. No, every day is a party. Every
Yeah.
day is a good day, or at least I try to make sure that it is. Now, if I'm not, I wake up and I'm not vibing, and I'm like, I don't really know about this one. Then I take time. I take my time. I take my time, and uh,
Yes.
I'm more forgiving on myself
Mm.
for for feeling the way that I feel that day,
Mm.
and you just take it bit by bit, second by second, hour by hour, minute by minute, and I just until the next day because tomorrow is a new day.
Mm. I
Yeah.
love that. You're cooking today. That grease is hot, yo. You better respect Cherry. She putting that shit on her motherfucking name, bitches. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss y'all out, but one thing about me, y'all gonna be some hoes, some bitches, but just know I love y'all. Okay? Just know it's all love and endearment, okay? It's
It really
what?
is. It really is. Bitches. It is a term of endearment these days.
Period. So shall we have a toast and a
Yes. Let
shot?
me check.
Yeah, shall we have a shot toast to an amazing first,
Yes. Yes, please and thank you.
yeah, an amazing first episode 0, episode 1, whatever you want to call this, for this amazing gem and actually finally doing it. This is
Yes.
take 2, but I feel like this is better than take 1, honestly.
Yes.
I feel like we were flowing, we were vibing. I hope that everyone listening right now has really just vibed with us and appreciated like everything we talked about. I'm really excited for this journey, Jerry. So I guess this is to all of us.
Yes.
To all of us. So
To
cheers.
all of
Clink
us.
clink.
Cheers. Please. Yes. Yes. Oh, I think I have to chug it because that's my only glass. Because then we're gonna take a shot.
Oh, I just took one.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Okay. I just took one, but a bitch like me has to do a chaser because y'all can call me pussy. Y'all can call me pussy, but that shit right there, I don't know if you see my face, but that shit hit different. That shit hit different, yo. It's like a reward. Mm.
I'm scared of my recostado. They
That,
can call me pussy, actually.
that shit, bitch. If I'm pussy, I'm the best pussy, okay? Clean, squeaky, no smell. No, I'm just
Like water.
tastes just like water, you know. You heard? Sure. And I know that's all the way right. I know that's all the way right. All right, well, Faye's gonna take her shot, and honestly, I'm at home, so bottoms up, bottoms up. Let me
I
see your
know.
cup.
It is currently something in the morning in Houston. It's midnight, which means everybody is out right now. So,
We love that. We love a good I
like,
can't wait to go back to Houston though. We finna turn
I
it
know,
up.
cousin. I can't wait for you to come through. Because when you come through, cousin, oh my God, the last time you came was like, okay, we're fucking up the city at this point. But
Bitch, every time I go, I make sure we fuck that city up, okay?
yeah,
Bitch, we ain't coming home till 6 a.m. on the dot because I still gotta get my beauty sleep.
when we went to Girl, that was the last time I really spoke with Shyla, and oh God, I only remember him, Charles.
We love them, by the way. Shout out to them.
Yes. Oh fuck, I gotta. Do we have to bleep their names? Cause I don't know.
No, because it's a good light. It's in good light. It's in good light.
Right,
Okay,
right.
so
Well,
cheers.
okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to
Um, but yeah, I
but
mean, it's always a good
yeah,
time, and I hope that we get to say some story times because I feel like our adventures when we go out and we do things, I feel like they're fun. So maybe we can take some time to talk about that too. Like when it
yeah,
gets kind of heavy, we can transition. But yeah.
definitely.
But I thank y'all for joining us, man. Like
Yes, thank you.
this has been
Yes,
awesome. I'm really enjoying the experience so far, and I can't wait for you guys to see us grow.
I
And I
know.
can't wait to
And
see y'all grow and hear all the stories about how this podcast here it hit for y'all. Period.
yes, yes. And then please also let us know if there's anything that you want us to talk about,
Amen.
anything that you're curious to hear what our opinions are about. So just make sure to drop them because we will be posting this on YouTube, right?
Yeah, YouTube, Facebook. We're hitting them with Instagram. The Instagram
Yes.
is BEVOLV for real because we're being so fucking for real. This is the best
Yes.
podcast that you will hear in a long time because we just did it. We're doing it and we're that bitch. Weird. Anyways,
Yes.
yeah. So BEVOLV for real at Instagram. We will have a TikTok. I will display it somewhere in this video. And then I will also add our social media so you guys can follow us separately. Um, but yeah, we're vibing out, man.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
how did
We
you
are.
feel? How did you feel about the? How are you feeling like after discussing everything and everything like that? Are you feeling good?
I feel extra good. I feel extra good about all of this.
And
Yes.
a
Yes,
10 out of 10,
ma'am.
we'll recommend.
Yes. Yes. 5 Michelin stars.
Ooh, I love a good Michelin star.
I mean, I was cooking the entire time, so
Yeah, you were, bitch. The kitchen was hot. My bitch was making us a 5-course meal. Shit. And she had keto options, she had vegan options, she had
I'm
vegetarian.
free over here.
Shit. Call
I
her
would say invite Gordon Ramsay, but last I heard, he doesn't like that.
hey, Gordon. Hit me up.
Please, please and thank you.
He's
Oh.
well, we'll get into him. We'll get into Gordon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys return for episode 1 because this was episode 0, the introduction. So I hope you join
Mhm.
us for episode 1 because it's about to get juicy. It's about to get lit, and as we progress, our episodes will evolve more, and you'll get to tap in. We'll tap in with you on some real shit. So yeah. All right.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna cheers y'all on out. One more cheers. So great.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Well,
I
bye.
touch that 5G. I do
Bye.
that 3 1 times again. I touch the 5 you. I throw that like you, that bitch I do it.